So, hi everyone. I hope everyone is having a good time at the summit. I've been enjoying so far. So I'm all the way from Tanzania. Happy to be here. So you'll be with me today for the keynote that I've prepared. Yeah, hope it all goes well and it will be all fun. Okay, so let me share my screen. The session so far have been amazing. I don't know about on your sides, what are you thinking about the summit? Yeah, but I think it's great. It's nice to finally see a chatbot summit in Africa. Yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, and there we have our presentation. So we are at our presentation. Yeah, I think we can wait for like 40 seconds for us to join, for the ones that are coming from other sessions, and then after that, then I think we can start. Okay, so let's wait. Okay, I guess we can start. Advances in speech and language technologies now enable tools such as voice search, text-to-speech, speech recognition, and language translation. But irrespective of these developments, there are still different gaps that exist between Africa and different parts of the world. Most of these tools or technologies are only available for high-resource languages such as English and Chinese. And without foundational digital resources for African languages, these advanced tools remain out of reach for a large number of Africans. To understand these challenges, let me provide an example. If I ask majority of banking chatbots in Tanzania in my local language, which is Swahili, about my account balance, it is certain that I will not receive a correct answer, or that the chatbot will even understand what I'm saying. Well, guess what? Swahili is the first language in Tanzania. Not only that, Swahili is spoken with more than 150 million people in East Africa. You will notice that these applications that employ AI are largely built in the major languages, and as of now, I have not seen any such application that understands many of the African languages. Well, if these barriers are not eliminated and with more emphasis placed on AI development for local languages, AI will aggravate the digital divide and exclude individuals from the benefits of artificial intelligence. But not only that, the market outreach is enormous if African languages are tapped. Well, why do I know this? My name is Frederick Apina, and I work at a startup called Beltro in Tanzania, and I work with a team of great minds who are the cutting-edge thinkers on the future of conversational AI in Africa. We develop conversational AI technologies for companies, businesses, organizations around Africa. And we advise them on how to leverage those technologies to accommodate their business needs and increase access to their services. We are currently seeing chatbots being adapted in different parts of Africa, different sectors adapting this promising technology. We are seeing it in the financial sector, where chatbots save clients time and provide detailed information in the most convenient way possible. For some, downloading an additional app isn't an option due to low mobile phone storage space, while others, additional assistance helps reassure that they're on the right track to completing big purchases or planning for many of their life's milestones. And since chat apps offer instant, contextual, and personalized communication, clients can contact agents or chatbots over one platform where conversation history is safe and can be referred to later. But not only that, this saves them from tedious scanning through websites and applications, or waiting to speak to a live agent for an inquiry which they've already looked into previously. Education, where this is one of the sectors which is currently much explored. In healthcare, chatbots are having a strong impact in Africa. from the WHO chatbot, which provides COVID information, to chatbots like Ishangazi, giving sexual health advice to adolescent girls and Tanzania. Well, to better understand the possibilities of adapting chatbots in Africa, let's look on the challenges that we have been facing so far. It is one of the continents which has a lot of vernacular languages. So for any potential AI technology working with languages in Africa, this is one of the areas to address. And when you look at that, the first challenge I see is there are not many chatbot solutions on African languages. And because of this, there's a large number of African market which is left out. Poor connectivity is also a challenge. If you look at the technology that has been transforming our lives, there is one common denominator: internet connectivity. Through this, it's how most of the technologies have advanced. So having inadequate digital infrastructure seriously erodes the effort to activate the AI-powered solutions in Africa, as it reduces the crucial connectivity which is much needed in Africa. But also how we design our chatbots, I think, is something which is also a challenge. At times we create chatbots which are open-ended, while a degree of free flow and structured conversation can be effective in certain situations. An end-to-end flow chatbot design will cause frustration to users who type something unexpected and then misunderstood or not understood at all. One thing is, I think, despite the hype, it's important for us to understand that chatbots are not good enough yet at a humanistic flowing conversation. As I've learned firsthand, we can never truly predict what users might say in the real world. And I think user behavior will continue to surprise us always. And that's something that we should also really take into consideration whenever we are designing chatbots. Adaptation strategy is one of the area where people get adaptation strategy is one of the areas where people get it wrong most of the time. At times, we forget that chatbot type is not a phenomenon experienced by everyone. Unfortunately, it is not just it's just not a case of build it and people come to use it. No, people are creatures of habits, and convincing them to use a new tool can be difficult, especially when they already have some way of achieving the objectives that your chatbot is sent to support or is trying to introduce. Another big challenge of chatbots in Africa is that they become irrelevant over time after launch. Most of the time, this is because of poor maintenance strategy before launch. So there might be a very clear plan on developing the chatbot, but people forget that developing and deploying the chatbot is one thing, but maintaining it is another, and which is something which is very important. As we all know that anything which is not well maintained, which usually loses value over time, that is for a fact. Starting with limited chatbot solutions on African languages. Companies like Beto are investing in coming with solutions which work well on our languages, but more effort needs to be put by the African community, especially on research. There are research communities which have started working on the language problems in Africa. A community like Masakane, which has started working on open source AI tools for African language translations. I believe this is very important. And I'm proud we have some of our engineers who are members of the Masakane community. Well, I can't personally stress enough of this, but a lot of effort needs to be put on it. On poor connectivity in the continent, reliable internet connections can be hard to find, and broadband services can be expensive. And this is where messaging or chatting is an economical alternative to web connections that require lots of bandwidth. Users don't have to download feature-related applications beyond the messaging application. So an inexpensive phone also to get to do the job. Another good thing is in many areas in Africa, special bundles are available which don't support full internet access, but offer Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. The options may not look very attractive from the viewpoint of richer countries, but if well trapped, they're enough to help people get access to services in Africa. To have a good working chatbot, first I think we should understand that no chatbot is perfect. And error messages are crucial for when I don't quite understand what you're trying to say moments happen. But however, if users end up stuck on error loops, it is likely because the conversation is not sufficiently structured. One important thing in chatbot designing is ensuring there is a logical conversation path for users to follow. And another thing to take note is ensuring it is clear what is expected as an input at every step of the conversation, because this helps to guide the user and understand what is required of him or her. And also on your design, check that the limits of the chatbot capability are. Okay, but when it comes to adoption strategies, a comprehensive adoption strategy is imperative. An adoption strategy will ideally include components of a communication strategy and change management, and I think this will be unique for each organization. And rather than we don't have a one solution fits all, but maybe for example, with us, our teams will conduct an assessment to understand how are we going to generate awareness and communicate the launch of the chatbot. We will look into how will the misconceived expectations and other concerns be managed. How will we position the chatbot to maximize adoption? How will we ensure users are sufficiently prepared and skilled to utilize the chatbot? How do we measure adoption? So these are among the things which I would consider on our chatbot strategy, on our chatbot adoption strategy. Before launching, it is better to have a clear maintenance plan. Things like how will you go upon solving issues? How will you capture and analyze conversational data? How will you drive continuous improvement of the chatbot AI? How will you capture and address user feedback? These are among the issues which are very important when it comes to maintaining a chatbot. But also another important thing is to make proper research on the resources which will be needed to make a chatbot relevant over time. Because it's better to have no chatbot at all than have a bad chatbot, because the experience is very frustrating to users and it can end up damaging your business. Well, I believe solving these challenges is very crucial to chatbot ecosystem future in Africa. And this is how I see we can solve some of these challenges. Now, what's next for Africa? I see businesses are continuing to introduce chatbots, which is much facilitated by the increase in the internet access and smartphones adoption. Cheaper smartphones are continuing being introduced in the continent, which I think is very good and very fantastic. I've recently seen smartphones which cost only $20 here in Tanzania. I think that's pretty amazing. The level of access to internet that the world is pushing at, I think it's very marvelous and it's very wonderful. And for the context of Africa, I believe the future is very bright. With this growing availability of cheaper smartphones comes one advantage, the presence of chat apps. Well, chat apps such as WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Telegram are transforming our era. And with the ability to transfer data instantly at a very small bandwidth, I believe this is where the opportunity is at in Africa. And for this case, a chatbot revolution in Africa is not far away. Thank you for listening. Well, I'm more than happy to connect with with you all, and we can continue sharing and we keep on talking more about the future of conversation in Africa. I believe the future is exciting, and I'm really looking forward to connecting with more people who believe in this and who really think that conversational AI in Africa needs to be built. And because I believe the potential is very enormous, the future is very promising. So I believe more people need to put effort in it, and I'm looking forward to having more people working on these problems, and I believe through that then we can achieve a true conversation AI in Africa. So I'm more than happy to connect with you all, and I'm looking forward to connect with you all. Thank you. Thank you for thank you for attending the session, and I'm really looking forward to connecting with you all. Here are my contacts. I'm really happy to connect with any one of you and talk more about the future of conversation AI in Africa. I really believe the future is very promising, and there's a lot to be done in Africa. And if we can join forces, people can. Well, thank you for attending the session, and I'm more than happy to connect with you all. So here are my contacts. I believe we can continue talking, continue discussing, we can continue seeing on the better ways on how we can work together. I believe the future is very promising in conversation AI in Africa, and I believe there's a lot that still needs to be done. And so I'm looking forward to getting to know you all and getting to interact with you all. Thank you. Well, I think you can screenshot the screen. Yeah, I think so that you can remain with the contacts. Okay, it was nice having you all around here. Thank you all, and hope you have a wonderful summit. Cheers. Till next time. Bye.